Welcome to Hood Champion Boxing and Sports. In boxing, you find a way to win or you find a way to lose. Please like and subscribe. Consider becoming a member to the channel. Leave that donation for that fried rice and chicken wings. Hey, look, there's a bunch of fights coming up, man. So I just want to take about 5 minutes and get everybody up to speed on what fights they can look forward to in the near future. Now, as far as what's coming up really soon is on the 14th this weekend, man. Hitchens and Kambosos Jr. are going to be scrapping. Andy Cruz and Mashiro are going to be scrapping. Then Norman Jr. and Sasaki are coming up on the 19th. So, that Hitchens Kambosos Jr. fight, I just think Hitchens is going to just outbox him and make him look crazy. But Kambosos Jr., man, he was Manny Pacquiao's sparring partner for a reason. Not just anybody gets in there and puts the bing-bings on Kambosos Jr. But I think Hitchens is going to get in there, man, and make Kambosos look crazy. Then for Andy Cruz and Mashiro, man, I mean, Andy Cruz is just a special talent out of Cuba. But I'm telling you from experience, being in the Caribbean, being in Japan, being in boxing gyms, with them Asian cats, especially them Japanese and Korean fighters, I'm telling you, you got to shoot them to stop them. You had to kill him. And if Andy Cruz, if it starts underestimating Mashiro, bad things are going to happen. And then on the 19th, Norman Jr. Sasaki. I think Norman Jr., man, I like Norman Jr. But I'm going to tell you, going over to Japan, fighting Sasaki, who can fight, I think Norman Jr., I think he's going to win, but I'm concerned about him acclimating. He said he learned from what happened to Stephen Fulton, where Stephen Fulton, he arrived in Japan to fight Inoue. I think he only had like 4 or 5 days or something to acclimate. That's just stupid. So that's why that's not why he lost to Inoue, but I'm sure that had something to do with it. And I can tell you that from being a guy who's traveled to all over the world, and you leave out on one day, the aircraft lands the next day at 3 in the morning, and I had to be at a briefing at damn 7. So I'm jet lagged. I'm in the briefing. I'm loaded to the gills with coffee, and I'm dying. And I'm gonna tell you, man, it took for me, man, and sometimes it took like 5 days, 7, 8 days to finally get on schedule. So I couldn't imagine being in another country like with 4 days before I had to get in the ring to fight. But anyway, that's my only concern about Norman Jr. and Sasaki. But anyway, I think he wins, but that's my only concern is being in another country. Hopefully they're accommodating him, making him comfortable, and hopefully he has time to acclimate. Now, as we start moving down, you see on the 14th, you got Hitchens and Kambosos, then Andy Cruz and Mashiro, and you got a couple other fighters, okay? Also, you got Mary and Pesic. They're not going to be on the same card, but they're going to be fighting in Belgium. Then Donaire and Campos are going to be fighting in Argentina. So Nonito Donaire is still out here getting busy, staying busy in the boxing world, and he's back at it fighting. Then on the 19th, Norman Jr. Sasaki, we just talked about that. And the undercard is going to be Araneta against Simshri. Now, one guy he's from Thailand, the other guy's from the Philippines. So it should be a good fight. And I can tell you from me living in Korea. So I lived in Korea from 96 to 97. Then I was stationed there from 2008 to 2010. From 2008 to 2010, I fought all 2 years I was there. I was at a local gym, training, and sparring all over. Matter of fact, they were trying to get me to go and fight professional fights when I was there. I would have been at 175 pounds. But I couldn't the Air Force wouldn't sign off on it because you go out there and get hurt, then there's a problem. So I was a liability. So I could have actually gotten in trouble. But they were going to pay me like $4,000 a fight, man, just to go out there and fight them little local guys. I was like, shit. I go out there and two or three fights a month. And them guys, I'm not saying some of them couldn't fight, but look, it would have been some easy money. But I made a mistake by telling my leadership, hey, this is what I'm thinking about doing. Once they got wind of that, man, they were hounding my ass, making sure I wasn't down there, man, because they would have court-martialed me. Once I heard that shit, I was like, nah, I'm good. So I just sparred a lot. But what I'll tell you, there's a lot of guys from Thailand, a lot of guys from the Philippines were out there. I didn't know that until I was going to different gyms sparring. There'd be guys from all over the world out there. I'm like, damn, what the hell are they doing in Korea? Anyway, Friday, 20 June, it got a fight taking place in Saudi Arabia. This guy, Krenz, against Utria, Venezuelan and Argentinian. Undercard is Kosi versus Wu. I don't know much about him. Then you got Yafai on the 21st, facing Rodriguez Jr. In the UK, you got Walker Taylor. You know, you guys may know those guys. I don't. I'll just scroll down and let you guys take a look at the names. You got Walsh and Espada, Milnecki Jr. and Gardzilik. It's going to be taken in place in Newark, New Jersey. Get through all that. You guys can look at the names. And on the 25th of June in Australia, Paro's back facing Navarro. I think Paro wins. Paro's got a really good herky-jerky style. Was giving Hitchens hell till Hitchens started, to box and be smart, and he was able to take over. Friday, 27th June, and Billy's back facing Selecki, and Billy should have no problem getting that win. But again, Selecki's a tough guy. Then they're going to be Bazignana is going to be fighting on the undercard against a guy named Butler. Then Wilder and Herndon are taking place on the 27th of June. That's on a Friday. They're going to be fighting the Koch Arena in Wichita, Kansas. Let me tell you something. Wilder and Herndon on a Friday. It's going to be on BLK Prime pay-per-view. So for people who are wondering where they can watch the Wilder and Herndon fight, it's going to be on BLK Prime pay-per-view. So hey man, if you don't want to pay for it, get you a goddamn Fire Stick. But anyway, I just don't know who's going to win that fight, man. I can't. Wilder should be the favorite, but I just wouldn't be surprised if Herndon won the fight. All right, and nothing else for me to say. I already talked enough about them guys. And you got Jake Paul taking on Chavez Jr. I got Chavez Jr. winning this fight, unless they paid him to basically take a dive. I know Chavez Jr. hasn't been disciplined and stuff in the past, but I just don't think Jake Paul beats him. If Jake Paul beats him, man, then kudos to Jake Paul. I just don't think he beats him in a fair fight. It's 8 rounds, cruiserweight. I just don't think he beats him. But anyway, the undercard is pretty interesting. Ramirez is fighting Dorticos. That's a good fight because them Cubans can fight. Schofield facing Tevin Farmer. I got Tevin Farmer winning that fight. Griffin's facing Rodriguez. This shit is a stacked undercard. It's crazy. Curiel facing Rodriguez. Holmes is facing Ochoa. I got Holmes winning that fight. Then on that same day, John Pascal is back facing Sislak in Canada. I don't know when Pascal's going to hang it up, but I guess if he can still do it, I mean, he might as well. Then on July 5th, Catterall's facing Harlem Eubank. That's a good fight, man. That's a real good fight. I don't know if Eubank can beat him, but, it's going to be a good fight. That's what he wanted. That's what Chris Eubank Sr. wanted for Harlem. Well, let's see. It's time to put up or shut up. You got some more fights here. It's the undercard. I ain't seeing nothing really special. Then you got Friday, 11 July. This is the one I'm looking forward to, the all-women's card. Katie Taylor against Amanda Serrano. And that first fight, I thought Katie Taylor edged it out, but it was close. That second fight, Amanda Serrano won that fight to me, but they jerked her, and Katie Taylor fought like a pig. I'm rooting for Serrano on this one, man. Katie Taylor could kiss my ass. She was headbutting, fighting dirty. I have no respect for that pig. She fought like a nasty animal. And the referee was in on it because they were giving Serrano a hard time and not taking points, disqualifying Katie Taylor. That shit was a disgusting performance. Anyway, when you get beyond that, you got Baumgartner facing Miranda, Scottney facing Mercado. You got Marshall facing Green. I think Savannah Marshall is going to tranquilize Shanisha Green. You got Cameron facing Camara. Johnson faces Metcalf. The only person not on here, man, only 2 people is Franchon Cruz-Dezern and Clarissa Shields, but it is what it is. Then on that same day, Badillo and Zapata, Shiraz and Berlanga taking place on 12 July. This is a difficult fight right here to call, but I think Berlanga is going to get him. But I'm telling you what, boy, if Berlanga's in there And Shiraz is able to box, and it's just going to be a tough one for Berlanga. But there's no reach advantage here for anyone. They're pretty evenly matched. But Berlanga, to me, is the bigger, stronger fighter. I think he gets Shiraz. I do. But I wouldn't be surprised if Shiraz is able to box and get up. But I think Berlanga catches up to him. Berlanga's a tough guy, man. People don't like Berlanga. Berlanga's a tough guy. Give him some credit. Then on the undercard, Shakur Stevenson, Zepeda, that's just one of the fights that you just can't miss. But I think Zepeda's going to get Shakur Stevenson. If Shakur beats him, I'll do a video and I'll give him all the credit in the world. But I just don't see how he's going to do it. Puello and Matias, I like Matias. I almost think Puello's going to outbox him, but I'm rooting for Matias. Morel and Kateev, I'm rooting for Morel. I'll always root for Morel, man. Seems like a good guy. Then there's some other fights coming up, man. Martinez, Bombi, Usyk and Dubois on the 19th. For undisputed, Dubois will knock out Usyk, no problem. There's nothing even to talk about there. Dubois is going to tranquilize Usyk. You watch. Then on the same day, Barrios, Pacquiao. As much as I like Pacquiao, I think Barrios gets him. Undercard is pretty interesting. Fundora and Tim Tszyu. I think, hey, look, Aussie, oi. I'm all about Tim Tszyu. Don't get me wrong, but, man, I just like the way Fundora's been fighting tall, man. And anyone he fights at 154, if he stays behind his jab, he's going to make it a nightmare for him. But if anyone can do it, it can be Tim Tszyu because he's familiar with Tim Tszyu. He know what was working for him. And he may pick up where he left off before he got cut. And who knows, this time he may blast the nose off of Fundora and knock him out. But I like Fundora too. He's a good guy. But I kind of rooting for Tszyu, but I think Fundora's going to win. Cruz and Fierro, the rematch. Someone is going to die in this fight. That Pitbull Cruz and Fierro fight, I don't even see why they got back in the ring with each other. I mean, these are the fights that take years off your life. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, someone for sure is going to get slaughtered. Excuse me. I'm just glad it ain't me. Picasso, Comeda, Figueroa, Gonzalez. Figueroa's back. But I really don't care to see those fights. Then you got, some more fights coming up. Okay. Rodriguez. Oh, that's Bam Rodriguez. Okay, Rodriguez and Cafu. Bam Rodriguez beats everybody. Ain't nothing to talk about there. Pacheco. Oh, he facing McCumbee. Hey, do not sleep on McCumbee. Pacheco can fight, but that goddamn McCumbee, y'all don't know about his amateur pedigree. McCumbee was out here putting the beans on people. That's why he had Caleb Plant out. They should have stopped that fight, but secret society's in full effect, protected Caleb Plant. But McCumbee and Pacheco, this is not an easy fight for Pacheco. He gets hit. If McCumbee can land on him. They say McCumbee has been knocking people out since an amateur, so interesting fight. Let's see how it plays out. Williams, O'Lear, hopefully Emma Williams can continue winning. Papaka against Crowder. I don't even know those guys. Xander Zayas Garcia fighting for the vacant WBO World Junior Weight title. I got to go with the Puerto Rican, man. And Bruce Carrington facing Hater. Hopefully Carrington can stay locked in and not get caught facing these African fighters. Shit can get interesting. Then Emiliano Vargas is back against Espinoza. Vargas better be careful. He's been looking good, but he's stepping up in competition, so he may get hit and clipped, and then it's going to, the whole Vargas dynasty shit will go up in flames just like the DB3 Stooges. And then we move on beyond that, man. You got Shields facing Daniels fighting on the same day. Going to be on the zone, 10-round heavyweight fight. No one's really talking about Clarissa Shields' fight, but maybe I should do more videos. It's Saturday, August 16th, Gervonta Davis and Roach. Saturday, 13th September, Canelo and Crawford. And I think that's enough for now. Anyway, y'all keep cool. Shout out to the veterans, all 7 continents. Move this to the middle for now. So much going on in boxing. But in my opinion, man, out of all these fights we just looked at, I think the one everybody's anticipating the most is that Canelo and Crawford. But boy, oh boy, I just think Crawford may upset the apple cart. And this thing about Crawford, he's just fighting for a payday. Hey, McNicholas, easy. Hold your horses. Let's not take it to the stupid. Is Crawford fighting to get a good payday? Of course. But Crawford's not going to be okay to just go in there and lose. I think he's going to fight, but I also think it's like, at least if I lose, let me lose to someone like Canelo and make a quick $100 million. Canelo's making $150 million. For those of you who are saying Crawford's only making $50 million, now Crawford's making $100 million. Now that's the information I'm getting. And I watched how they pressed Crawford, right? He was being interviewed by, I don't know if it was, he was getting interviewed by somebody. Wasn't the cigar talk. Oh, it was Akin Barak. Now, you know, those guys are really close to the source, and they know, they hear the rumors about the fight purses. But they were trying to pick Crawford's mouth to get him to say the kind of money he was going to be making. But they threw out that Canelo making $150 million and you making $100 million. Now, I knew Canelo was making $150. When they threw out that $100 million for Crawford, he didn't admit or deny it. But I truly believe Crawford is going to make $100 million. So anyway, hey, why not go out there and fight Canelo? A fight you think you can win, and even if you lose, you're going to make $100 million. That's crazy. Anyway, that was supposed to be Earl Spencer's fight, but he ain't get the job done. Anyway, let me get back to doing some more videos. Y'all keep cool. Shout out to the veterans, all 7 continents. Y'all mean the breeze.